What happened? Oh. Yeah.
Steve, what did he say was profound, didn't he?
Yep. Hands down, bro. Hands down.
Right here, right.
You gotta keep your hand down.
I'm not going to keep it up the whole time, man.
Here.
Give me just 1 second, folks, and we'll let Coach take a look at those stats.
All good, thanks.
First question up front, Tim May, Lettermen Row.
Thank you, Jerry. Coach, two things. The wow factor of this game, wow, right?
Yeah.
But then Dallin Hayden replacing Travion and y'all sticking with him, and the way he ran was almost exactly what you needed it to look like. Just maybe address those two things.
Yeah, we didn't quite get the running game going there in the first half, and they made the change to Dallin, and he really got us into a rhythm. I thought he was hitting the holes hard. Right after the block punt there, two good hard runs, and that was good. And then from there on, I thought he almost broke a couple. I mean, almost did. But for a young player with so much on the line here today, to play like that, first off, to take care of the football, that's the number one thing. When you hand somebody that football, you're putting the whole team in their hands, and that's something we talk about a lot. And so we trusted that Dallin was going to do that. He's had a couple spots this year, but this was big. And for him to get this game under his belt, I think will build some confidence.
And then the wow factor of this game, obviously, Michigan escaped against Illinois. Now you guys escaped basically today the big setups for next week.
Yeah. And when you're playing on, in November in the Big Ten, I mean, these are challenges week in and week out. And, the number one goal is to win and move on. there's been times this year we've had style points, if you want to say, and we've won big, but there's going to be games where you don't jump out as fast as you would like to. We kind of got that first drive going, and okay, here we go. It's going to be one of those days, and then it just wasn't quite that way, and there's some reasons for that we need to clean up, but what I think was the most important thing was at halftime we came together and said, okay, this is going to be a 4-quarter battle now, and sometimes we get in these games and they're not, but this was going to be, and we really buckled down in the third quarter, did a nice job there, and then finished out the game the way we should.
Now over to the left hand, Hope 11 Warriors.
Ryan, you guys gave up 293 passing yards today. How much of a concern is that as you get into a point of the season where you're going to face more top quarterbacks?
Yeah, it usually isn't about the yards, but I thought Talia played his heart out today. I thought he played really well, did a nice job. But yeah, I mean, there's some plays in there that we got to look at and try to address what's going on there, because certainly we like to see better play. But there's good players in this league, and they're gonna get yards. I thought our defense did a good job of forcing field goals at times, especially early in the game. But our number one goal and the plan to win is to play great defense. And they did throw for too many yards today for sure. But we'll take a look and try to figure that part out.
Austin Ward, Rivals. Ryan's easy and probably unfair for us outside the program. So maybe we're looking ahead to next week because a lot of us maybe already were. Did you sense that at all throughout the week or any point today that the focus wasn't there?
It's hard to say. I just got done with the team, and you probably can imagine what the first thing that was said is, it's on the team of North. But it's hard for me to do that when guys just, put their bodies on the line. I mean, that was a hard-fought game out there. When you're playing the game of football, it's not like any other sport like basketball. You go out there and you run up and down the court and shoot a little bit. I mean, you're putting your body on the line. These guys strained and they played hard, and to see Lathan block another punt, to see Dallin come in and play the way he did, the offensive line was grinding, the defensive line, to see Zach Harrison get that fumble at the end, guys kept playing, and Tommy Eichenberg playing hard. I mean, there was a lot of guys, so they still need to be recognized for that. You can't just go through the motions and think you're going to win a conference game like this on the road. All that being said, our number one goal is to beat the team up north, and so now we're into week 11, and you can't just show up and win these games. You have to fight and play. But we're already into the team up north week.
Over to the right, Tony Bergman, Buckeye Huddle.
Ryan, now that you can start talking about Michigan, how hard has it the last year been, like, living with a loss to Michigan?
Yeah, that has not been easy. Hasn't been good. We'll probably talk about it more this week, but looking forward to the preparation, and our guys have been focused on it all off season. And during the season, it's always been the back of our minds. We're working every day of the year, and so the week is officially here.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, this game kind of memories of 4 years ago at times, and we know Maryland's got talent. It's put together. Was this kind of a Maryland team that you would see?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they're very dangerous. They're very athletic. Real good cover guys. Obviously, Talia is very talented. He has some good weapons on the outside. Those guys played good. I was looking at their numbers, but yeah, I mean, that was it. And the field goal or the extra point there, we went for 2. That right there was a mistake. That we can't let happen. We got to play a game, and then in that situation we wanted the tackle to come over. We didn't put the tackle over, so you got a short edge, and that blocks, and so that cost us 3 points. So I was very upset after that. When those things start happening, all of a sudden, it could turn into a bad situation fast, and it almost did. But I give our guys credit; they kept fighting, and they refused to lose.
Clay Hall, WSYX.
Does it matter how you go into next week coming off this high? Is that a huge thing, or will it be tough to bring them down?
I mean, I think if you look over the years, there's probably been times when, for instance, last year it was 49-0 at halftime. Michigan State was a top 10 team, and then lost the game. And there's other times where you limp into the game and you win the game. So at this point, it's just a matter of going to win the game. And I know they were in a battle today. It's playing in the Big Ten in November.
Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
First to clarify, so Dallin stayed in the second half more for performance reasons than any re-injury to Trevion?
No, we did hold Trey there at one point. Yeah, it got to the point where we just decided we weren't going to put him in anymore.
those inside cuts that Down
Yeah.
was making, what does that mean for this offense?
Well, I mean, he's seeing it. He's seeing it, and I think when you see him hit it, he's running through contact. I mean, you can just feel it. He's got really good feet. Made some guys miss. Even at the end there, when it was the 4-minute drill, they had everybody in there. And if you throw and get an incompletion, then they don't use one of their timeouts. So we had to run it to eat up the clock. As frustrating as that is, and as hard as that is, you got to do it. But that being said, there was a couple of guys in the hole that were extra guys that he may miss, and it kept those things moving, kept the chains moving, and got us on schedule. And I thought it was well done.
Spencer Holbrook, Lettermen Row.
Ryan, for Lathan to block a punt for the second straight week and just his play on that drive specifically to give you guys that momentum, what does that say about him yet another week that he's doing it?
I mean, production. And in today's day and age, there's a lot of things that go on and said and everything like that. This guy's producing. I mean, to block 2 punts in back-to-back weeks. I mean, I don't know if has that been done before at Ohio State. I don't know. We'll have to look, but that's amazing. And then that was a really huge point of the game. It got us a lot of momentum.
Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Right, coming into this last year, CJ was probably coming off the ultimate high, given how he performed in that game. Where do you feel like he is heading into that week once again with what he's been able to do these last couple weeks, and also got to get a bit of
Yeah, Matt got rolled up on. I quickly saw Sean on the way out. I didn't get an answer on what exactly his situation is, but no, I mean, it was one of those games you kind of had to manage a little bit, and I thought CJ did that. We got a couple, we got a holding call there and a few things down the line. I thought it was a clutch, unbelievable throw and catch there. Just competing. It wasn't exactly the way we drew it up, but he competed, made the throw, and Emeka made a great catch, and that kept us going, which was huge, and ultimately kind of ate up enough clock to allow us to kind of end the game.
Bill Landis, Rivals.
Ryan, I want to make sure I ask this right, because I know Sherman's trying to be tough and just help the team and pull through stuff. But even on that long play, the sergeant game, he didn't look comfortable, he was gonna the pain. What went into the decision to play him, and then looking back, was that best for him and best for the offense?
Yeah, he had a great week of practice. We decided to shut him down last week to see, how that would go, and had a really good week of practice. Really didn't have much pain, and so he's trying to figure out, what that's going to be like, playing in the game with the situation. So he's still kind of working through that, and we'll keep evaluating it day after day.
Did you feel like it held back? Because he's averaging less than 2 yards a carry, which in difficult third down situations, like, did that hinder the offense while just not having a guy who's on the
I think I got to probably watch the film and just see it before I answer that, but I know what you're asking.
Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, you had at least 1 4th and 1 where you threw the ball. And then you talked about you gotta put your hand in the dirt, you gotta get that yard.
Yeah.
And you didn't. Is that just you being aggressive? Is it, I'm not sure we can get that yard? And where are you in that whole process?
On that one in particular, I felt like we had a really good matchup out there with Marvin, and actually we did, and he had a lot of cushion, and he was open, but I was kind of looking at the coverage to see what was going on, but CJ, there was obviously leakage in there, and it was a max protection, so it should have been a nice clean pocket, and it should have been a pretty easy throw and catch. We thought schematically it was a good play, and that was kind of more of where our thought process was as opposed to trying to prove something or anything like that. But we didn't execute, and so again, get to the film and figure out how to execute better next time.
We'll go a couple more folks. Doug Lesmerises, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, you guys are 12-0 since you lost to Michigan. Where do you feel like this team is, this program is heading now back into the game?
Well, I think we're more experienced. I think we've been scarred, even though, like you said, we've been on a 12-game run. Coming off of that game, we were highly motivated this season to get back to where we are right now. So there's been a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get back to where we are right now, and get the team to this point right here. So now all the chips go in, and now it's time to go to work this week and have a great week of preparation for the game on Saturday.
Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, any white penalties for Atlanta, especially some of the delayed game stuff?
They were winding it fast coming off the sideline, and one of them I got to get in faster. Another one that I think CJ maybe lost the clock. That's too many. So I don't know if I have a great answer for that. I know that a couple of those administratively we could have done a better job. One of them, the
I don't think one of the guys was set when we called it. We got the penalty at the end of the game there. The guys went crazy down there in the end zone, so they threw a flag there. So I guess it was 11-10 penalties, but yeah, we'll have to go figure out, do a little running tomorrow. Coaches run too in this penalty, so to do a little running, maybe it's gonna work out.
Start, come on, Dylan. Anybody else with one, okay, we're gonna go two more with Coach Pat Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Ryan, just the last two plays to end it
Yeah.
by the defense. Obviously, not perfect all day, but they step up, and what was that like on the sideline? You mentioned the celebration, but
Yeah.
that whole series or something like
Well,
that.
I thought the 4-minute drill was pretty well done. We didn't quite ice the game, but we had up a lot of clock, and they got a couple first downs. They got all 3 timeouts, and they got the thing down at the inside of a minute. And then you got to make a decision on 4th down. I think it was a 45-yarder. I think we were at 45. We had the one blocked earlier, but that was because we didn't have a tackle over us. I still felt confident that we could protect, and felt like at that point, if you make the field goal, then now they have to score a touchdown to beat you, and that was the bottom line there. Could have gone for it. I guess what was it, probably 4th and 6 or 7. Just felt like that was the right thing to do. Make the field goal, great execution, big time. Now that's clutch by Noah to make that field goal. We get really good coverage on the kickoff. They've done a nice job all year. They have some talented guys. Did a nice job getting that thing down inside the 10. And then at that point, they need some big chunks. So, we call a defense where, we're going to kind of keep it in front of us, but those guys still got after the quarterback. And I think a 3-man rush and 2 big sacks and end the game. And great to see the guys finish the game like that. Not, worried about all those other things other than just winning the game. And and really big time play by Zach there at the end.
Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic. Last question for Coach.
Ryan, I'm kind of off that. Obviously, Zach makes those 2 plays, but I mean, you look at the Penn State game. The defensive line, JT, comes up big when you need him. This defensive line all year has come up big when you needed him. In turn, they've been, and he probably even more motivated than some since that Michigan game. What's it been like to see their growth from that game a year ago to where they are now?
Yeah, I think they take a lot of pride in their production, and I think that's really the most important thing is are you making plays or are you not? And that's not always seen by the interior guys because a lot of times they're taking on blocks and the linebackers that run down to make tackles. So I think when you see Tehran, and you see Ty Hamilton, and you see McCall, those guys, so they don't always maybe get the production that we all see. But when they're knocking back the line of scrimmage, that's what's really, really important. And boy, is that going to be important next week. We're going to have a team that's going to try to run it right at us. So we're going to have to really do a great job on the inside, do a good job on the edge. Our linebackers have to play well.
You get the sense Mayan will be back next week?
Yeah, that is